in the flyweight division for the flyweight division championship in your main event at UFC 310. You got Alexandre Pantoja, current champion. This is a bad dude, right? Taking on newcomer, a guy that brings a lot of hype with him, and in his UFC debut gets a title shot, which is very rare, in Kai Asakura. He's 21-4. Pantoja sitting at 28-5. So highly interesting matchup. Now Asakura is going to be 3 inches taller at 5'8". He's 31. Pantoja 34. Asakura's got a 1-inch reach advantage. Both guys stand right-handed. Now we know a little bit more about Pantoja, right? I mean, he lands like 4.4 significant strikes per minute. He lands like a takedown on average per round. He's got an average takedown defense at like 68%. And he's been on a tear lately, 6 straight wins, most recently against Steve Erceg in defense of the title. Won that by decision. Pretty close fight, though. Beat Brandon Royval by decision. Royval actually outstruck him, but 8 takedowns to none stifled that opportunity. So Pantoja is legit in that he can find ways to win, different in every fight. So he's very versatile. Now Asakura has 21 wins, 13 KOs, 3 submissions. So that's a big deal. He's fighting out of Risen for as long as we can see. He did lose a couple fights ago to Ogik Kubu. Never heard of him. Won the last 2 by KO over Matoya and Archuleta. And this is just odd to me, right? I mean, you're getting a guy making his UFC debut fighting for the title. What does that say about the rest of the division? Could Asakura come in here and win? Well, sure he can, because guys don't know as much about him as they do other UFC fighters. They're still going to be able to watch tape and all these type of things. But he's fighting non-UFC fighters at Risen. And he still has 4 losses. Now, he hasn't lost since the New Year's Eve 2021. But he's only fought twice since then. Missing out in 2022. Fighting 2 in 2023. We haven't seen him in 2024. This is just a big problem for me, that this guy gets to come in and just get a title fight. But the division is weak and there's nothing else to put up there. And thank goodness they had this fight with Bilal Muhammad having to pull out of the previous main event. So who's going to win this fight? I got to go with Pantoja, right? I just don't see a guy coming in their UFC debut and taking the belt. I mean, the fact that Dana White would even allow that to be a possibility is kind of crazy to me. And again, you never know. But this one is Brazil versus Japan. You know how I feel about the Brazilian fighters, how good they are anyway. Brazil's got the belt. I don't see him losing the belt against a newcomer. I know there's going to be a lot of people that weigh in and say, well, Asakura did this and Asakura did that, and he's really good. And he's not coming in and winning the belt in his UFC debut. That's the bottom line, and that's my opinion. Alexandre Pantoja dominates this fight to move to 29-5. Real simple. He'll do it on the ground, on the feet. He can do it in a multitude of ways. But Pantoja wins this fight, in my opinion. For the flyweight title, he retains it at UFC 310.